In today's Sharp Saturday video, we're going to take a look at this really cool knife from Condor Knives and Tool, the Joe Flowers design Condor Bushcot. That's what's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. My name is Brian. Thanks for joining me for another Sharp Saturday video. Where it's Saturday, we take a look at something sharp. Like I said, today that something sharp is this Condor Bushcot, designed by Joe Flowers. We're going to take a closer look at that, put it through our scientific testing protocol in just a minute. But first, today's words of wisdom from the Bible. Today's wisdom is from Proverbs chapter 27, verse 12. I think this is the NLT translation. A prudent person foresees danger and takes precautions. The simpleton goes blindly on and suffers the consequences. And before we get started, a quick word from today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Hog Holsters. Hog Holsters are made in the USA in Arizona, and they are without a doubt the most comfortable concealable holster I've ever tested. You can save 10% on your order at Hog Holsters by using the coupon code Survival on Purpose, all one word. That's hogholsters.com. Thanks to Hog Holsters for sponsoring today's video. Okay, so here's the Condor Bushcot and its really cool little leather neck sheath. Let's talk about the specs. Okay, so here is the Condor Bushcot with this cool leather neck sheath. And let's talk about the specs of this thing. It has an overall length of 7.4 inches and weighs just 4.2 ounces. That's a 3.3 inch by 0.12 inch thick blade of 142 C28N stainless steel with a Scandi grind and a spear point and a pinned walnut handle with a sleeved lanyard hole. The sheath is handcrafted, welted leather and paracord, and the MSRP on this thing is $100. So, pretty cool little knife. I like this way this grip is designed. I like those little inlay or I guess engraved design on the wood. It's got a little bit of jimping back here, so you can index that, and also just give you somewhere your thumb. And then spear point blade's really good for doing crafts and boring and just different things. It gives you a really good balance point. Really symmetrical handle. Nice little swell there and nice swell here. So pretty cool there. The sheath, it's Condor leather sheath. Nothing else needs to be said. It's first class. Very nice, very nice. So that being said, you know I'm all about the science here, so I like to do some pretty much standardized scientific protocol, and one of the tests I like to do on any knife is to test the out-of-the-box sharpness using the pretty much internationally standardly recognized sharpness test, the redneck sharp test. So I think we're going to do that now. Let's get the old testing medium up here and see how well this thing does. Okay. And yep, she's doing good. Let's test the other side. Oh yeah. There's a lot of hair there. We'll call this one pretty dadgum sharp. How about that? Maybe even yak shaving sharp. I like Scandi grinds. I know Joe Flowers likes Scandi grinds, so there's a reason for that. Now, let's carry on. The neck sheath, by the way, comes with a cool lanyard with a cinch, so you can cinch it up shorter if you need to. That being said, let's get into doing a little bit of knife stuff. So, this is a bushcrafty kind of knife, so we're going to do some bushcrafty kind of stuff. And we're going to baton this little piece of wood. Now, you wouldn't build a log cabin or try to split main firewood with this, but you can get some kindling with it, and we're going to do that. So let's just go ahead and get this up here. Get my this will work for a baton, and just something small, you know, an inch or so. You can certainly safely baton. And we're gonna cut this down once more, just because I want to. All right. Now let's see how well she carves some of them there feathers or curls or whatever you like to call them. I have to get used to using different kind of grinds. So, but Scandi is usually pretty easy to deal with. They just plain work. Very good carving grind. Alrighty, well, would you just look at that? Shirley Temple would be proud. If you don't know who Shirley Temple is, then you're younger than me. Get that off without knocking on the floor. Okay, so pretty good there. Now, you know what's next, right? We got to see about scraping some of that there fat wood, and I happen to have some right here. And I honestly got my doubts. It's got kind of a rounded back. I don't know if that edge where before it starts rounding is sharp enough to scrape anything or not, but we're about to find out. So let's do that. Barely. Okay, just a little bit, just a little bit. Okay, that's kind of deceptive because it feels really rounded here, but right as it turns down, it's got a little bit of a grind. Not 90 degrees, but it's pretty potentially usable. Now, this is the acid test. Let's see how well it does with the old ferrocerium rod. Let me get a little fire started here. Let's see. And voila! By God, this little bushcot seems to be getting her done. Okay, well, so far so good for the bushcot. And I'll be honest, I was surprised that it scraped the ferrocerium rod. So, but as you know, here at Survival on Purpose, we're all about the science, and to that end, we maintain this extremely high-tech, state-of-the-art, cutting-edge testing facility here at our worldwide headquarters. And you know, one of the tests I like to do in all fixed blades is test the aerodynamic balance using our balance, orientation, and rotation device. So we're going to get to that. I typically have a little bit of trouble with that testing with a small, short, thin, lightweight knife like this, but we're going to endeavor to persevere and see what we can do. So see if I can check our calibration here. And of course, don't forget the proper scientific methodology. Whoop, 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 whoop. Rut-row. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Well, that's 2 sticks and 2 bangs, so let's try for some more sticks. One more time.
Chuck Norris built the hospital he was born in.
Alrighty, well, I think we're going to call this one balanced. I don't want to try push my luck with this small knife, but I got to say, I knew up front I like the style and design of this knife. It's a cool looking little knife, very handy looking, and very, very well made. And Joe Flowers does a great job designing knives. I generally like most of his designs. But honestly, I was a little doubtful from the spine and all, how well it was going to actually do that knife stuff. Surprisingly, pleasantly surprised that it did really well. I knew it was going to be well made because Condor does a good job, but you know, there's a lot of people don't put sharp spines on their knives, and I kind of like a spine on my knife because a sharp spine, it helps me do more stuff. So this one passes the test. So that's the Condor Bushcot neck knife, and it's got, again, a super really cool, the microphone, super cool little sheath. So I hope this video has been somewhat informative and helpful, and if you're looking for a cool little neck knife, this can be a good option for you. And thanks again to Condor for sending me this so I could test it and show it to you. And as always, thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival is not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.